What's popping my people? Karibuni tena sana to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite Kenyan babe, MIMO KARANJA. Happy menstruation hygiene day. Hey. Today's that day for us ladies where we get to create awareness about, our periods, everything around our menstruation. And so I am here with another video. There's nothing that is off limit on this channel. We talk about everything, especially female related, feminine hygiene. Nothing that is taboo on this channel, especially if it's something that helps the ladies, creates awareness. I love it and I'm here for it. So today's video being on menstruation hygiene day, I have decided, you know what, let me come on here and share with you guys my period hygiene routine, because I think it's very, very important, to take care of yourself every single day, but be more, on the guard, be more on guard during this time of the month. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys that some of the tips and tricks that I've picked up throughout the years, because it's been quite some time. It's been a hot minute. So if that sounded like something that you do want to watch, do keep on watching till the end of this video. Things first, when it comes to period, is knowing when you're going to expect your periods, And one thing about me, I'm going to be honest, I never learned, or I never picked up well on how to count. Is also 21 days cycles, we are ovulating on this time. I never got a grasp of it, and thanks to technology, life has become just easier and easier and easier. But of course, if you're a student at school, you have no access to technology, then I think it's important for you to know how to count. One thing that has been a lifesaver to me during this time of my life, or a very important tool, has been my phone. I use this app that is known as my calendar. I don't know if you can see at the corner right there. One thing I love about it is that it gives you like a heads up. It sends a reminder like, hey, your periods are 2 days from now. Even if it come 2 days from then, at least they are around the corner, and that's a good thing. I really love them, and plus it helps you just be able to see, like it's telling me tap when periods start. In hapo penye nimeficha inaniambia how far my periods are, and this app has been such a lifesaver. So guys, kama we ni kama mimi, you don't know how to keep track, plus now we are adulting, we just have so many things to keep track of. Just make life easier. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritties, of this time of the month, because it's very, very important. So number one tip, I know I've done a video something close to this about how to take care of our lady part down there, but now we are going to be period specific. So the first thing is make sure that you shower every day or take a bath every single day, and if you can, I'd suggest you do it twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. Because imagine through the night you are wearing a pad, of course it has collected its blood, and of course at night you're not able to change, so of course by the morning it's going to be funky down there, and you need to clean that out. And then in the evening, you've been around, you've been sweating, the pad has its blood, there's been those stickiness going on around there. You don't want to go to bed with that, you want to shower. But again, I understand sometimes you're not in a position to shower twice a day. Make sure that you're just showering at least once a day. That is important, but if you can, I'd highly suggest that you shower twice a day. Also make sure that when you shower, you're doing it right, because again, blood can be very messy. Of course, it may stick around your thighs, on the inner thighs, you know what I'm talking about. You need to clean that thoroughly. Go in thoroughly, clean between your thighs. At that time of the month, personally, I also go in with soap. This is the soap I use, Sunlight. This works for me in capital. It might not work for you. So I know some people use some feminine washes. Whatever you use, it is absolutely okay, but during that time, I just make sure you're doing it thoroughly and have the right tools to do it. The soap, the cloth, everything, make sure it's right, and will leave you spick and span. So the second thing, and this I've talked about so many times on my channel, it's none other than the wet wipes. I use this, and I've talked about these wipes. I like these baby wipes. I've talked about this so many times on my channel. I I'm sure if you have watched me before, you're now tired of listening to me. But during this time of the month, I'm not even joking. I can swear by this. This will help you stay fresh throughout the day, because you know blood can be messy, it can be stinky, it can be sticky, like all the nastiness that it comes with it. So when you're going for a change of pad or tampon in the washroom, just make sure you go in with this so that you can clear the, you know, the stickiness that is there or the nastiness that is going on down there, and this will help you just stay fresh throughout the day with hautakuwa na nastiness. Because I am imagining if you change your pad and you don't wipe, next time you change, that is going to build up and by the end of the day you're just going to be smelling so nasty. So important when it comes to underwear, make sure that you're wearing the right underwear for it, because hafai kukivati thongs, G-strings na pad. What is the... Mnanichokesha. Honestly guys, make sure that during this time of the month, to avoid leakage, that you wear the right underwear that can hold your pad. I actually know that so many ladies have like period underwear. Kuna zile panties za kuvaa hiyo time ya mwezi. Do that, have that. That is very good. I support that because tuko the same WhatsApp group. So just don't be wearing at the lacy, the thongs during this time of the month. You want something that is breathable, and cotton undies are known to be more breathable, and of course they will hold everything together, and comfortability actually. Just be comfortable, that's it. Another thing I talked about in my last video is washing your hands before you use the toilet. Now this time you need to wash your hands before you go in for a change of pads, because imagine, or tampon, imagine you don't wash your hands have been all over the place, you've been touching, umeshika, umesalimiana, and then you just go unashika pad yako ukiekelea, or your tampon when you're inserting it, or your menstrual cup. You're just carrying a lot of nastiness to your down there, and you are aware that during this time of the month your down there is more sensitive. Wacha wewe, si unakuanga na mood swings. Imagine pia uko chini kuna kuanga na mood swings during that time of the month. So ukiletea bacteria inakuanga unatufanyia nini? Unabo. Hatutaki hizo mambo. So make sure that during this time of the month you're more cautious about cleaning your hands before you go into the toilet, so that you can handle your pads, your tampons, or whatever tool that you use with when your hands are clean, or sanitize. Also sanitizing, I'll suggest washing your hands, but at least kama huwezi osha mikono, because I know, like for me, when I'm using public toilets, I hate spendi kushika hizo taps because I feel like they are more dirty. I prefer using sanitizer, then fine, sanitize. But if you can wash your hands, make sure that you wash your hands. Another tip is make sure that you use tools, or rather let me say pads or tampon, that have an absorbency level that is appropriate to your flow. Because I know of so many people who have like heavy flow and they are using normal pads, or you know, like thin pads. That shouldn't be the case, and even vice versa. If you're experiencing like light, or rather light flow, what business do you have with maxi pads? You have no business with it, because what happens, like for instance on the first instance, if you have a heavy flow and you're using thin pads, normal pads that are not appropriate to the heavy flow, what will happen is you're going to end up having leakage. And what will leakage lead to? You smelling. First of all, leakage is nasty, and then you're going to end up smelling, because now the blood is out, it's not being absorbed, it's going to be nasty. Blood smells. Hata ukikatwa hapa ukaikai hiyo damu inaanzanga kunuka, so it's nasty. Another thing is, if you are a light flow sort of person and you're wearing like heavy pads, and you're wearing like the maxi pads and everything, you're going to sweat more, you're suffocating your down there, so your nini is going to smell even more, because when I suffocate, plus you're going to sweat more because the pad is too big and there's nothing it's absorbing, and you're just going to end up smelling nasty. So make sure that you buy tools that are appropriate to your flow. These are my favorite pads in the market. The reason I buy these two is because this is maxi, and when I'm starting off my periods, like the first days of my periods, it's usually heavy. Like the first day or the second day, it can be heavy, and you want to wear something that is appropriate to that. The other days when it's light and normal, I use this because that's appropriate for it. And also I use this at night. The reason being, I found that whenever I wear this at night, I always wake up mostly with a leakage, because it's not long, haifiki juu chini vizuri, na haifiki huko. Unajua ukilala usiku unalala na tumbo, bado umelala na mgongo, so I always end up most of times experiencing a leakage when I sleep with this, but because this is long and it's maxi, I don't wake up with a leakage. So this is what I use at night. It's what I use when I'm starting my periods, and this is what I use when my periods are normal throughout the day. I don't know if it's just me, I've realized like some other pads, ukikaa nazo hata 3 hours, by the time you're going even to change them, unasikia kufaint na kusuffocate. Like some pads, I don't know kama ni gel ama ni nini, ikiabsorb, it just smells nasty. Nasia tumekaa nayo for long, haujakaa tu nayo. But these two, especially this, I don't experience any sort of smell with it. Even this one, like I love this one. So these are my 2 favorite pads. So make sure that you buy the right equipment for your flow, okay? Please avoid doubling up. Doubling up, I know that back in the day we would wear 2 pads at your ear to avoid leakage. Please don't do that. Please buy, if you have a heavy flow, buy iso maxi, because if there's even thicker than this, maxi. I've even seen people who opt for the night pad, whatever it is, but do not wear 2 pads. What 2 pads will do, you're going to suffocate your down there, meaning you're going to breed more bacteria. You're also going to smell even nastier because sasa umesuffocate huko chini mbaya. Plus, I don't think it will help. I don't think it helps it. Okay. Does it help? Ebu comment down below if you think wearing 2 pads helps in any way. But I don't think you should be doing that. That's not something I'd advocate for, and that's not something that I do. So that's why I'm saying buy the right equipment appropriate to your flow. Another thing that you also want to do is make sure that you change your pads frequently. You can't stay with a pad at 8 hours, jumiandikwa 8 hours. Please make sure at least 3 to 4 hours you're changing your pad. Especially if you experience heavy flow, make sure that you change your pads frequently, because the more you stay with it, the more you're going to experience a leakage, and more so the more you're going to smell, because hiyo damu imeendelea tu kupile, so itaenda kunuka. That night it's allowed to sleep with 1 pad because your body may slow down. Mwili pia ina shut down usiku, so usiku usijipe stress. Another thing, the more you stay with your pad long, the more you are at a risk of getting pad rash. I don't know if you have ever experienced this. I have experienced this back in the day, and nilikana pad na nika experience some rashes, and it's not funny. It's also important that I mention this because it's also part of your period hygiene. How are you disposing your pads? Because again, as I've said, in high school, in boarding school, you meet weirdos. I remember this time in high school, someone left an open pad in the bathroom. I'm sorry for telling this story, but it's also good I tell it for the youngsters. And that teacher, our dorm mistress, punished us by making sure we all touch the pad with our bare hands. That happened, and that's why I want to talk about this. Make sure that you roll it up and then put it inside the pad wrap. You know, si kuna hiyo pad unaenda sasa kuvaa, make sure you put it inside there, and if you can, please, and if you can, cover it up with tissue again and then throw it in the bin, or just even when it's inside that wrap it again properly, throw it in the bin. History ya watu kuacha pads everywhere, it's very disgusting. I've also seen it in public toilets. Please dispose your pads right. It's not ladylike to dispose your pads anyhow. Please don't try to flush them or those kind of things. Dispose it right. There are always bins everywhere. Dispose it. If it's at home, you know how you dispose it right, just do it right. Because I'm even meaning, do you throw like your pads, let's say you live with your parents, your dad, your brother, do you dispose it like that? You have to wrap it up, right? Please wrap it up. Hata kama ni na gazeti, just wrap it up. So this is another part that is very, very crucial during that time of the month, especially towards the end of your periods. Like for me personally, I know every girl experiences this. When your periods is towards the end, ama zimeisha, the discharge tends to be some sort of way and it's nasty. And imagine if you let that sit on your panty the whole day, it's just going to smell by the end of the day. Utakuwa mnasty, utanuka vibaya. But this comes in a long way because itakusaidia ku maintain during that time of the month. I love this Cortex. As always, the only thing I'm crucial about is I always make sure that they are individually wrapped. I prefer the ones that are individually wrapped. Na imeandikwa hapa juu vizuri sana. Single wrapped. I don't know if you can see that. Single wrapped Personally I prefer those because I feel like the rest zenye already zishafunguliwa unaweza iekelea place, unaweza ishika ukieka kwa bag na mikono yako si safi. I just find it less hygienic than the single wrapped. I find these ones more hygienic. Another thing that I do, this is now a personal thing that I do to stay fresh, to smell good during this time of the month, is I like going with powder around my thigh area. So what I do is, for instance, I take powder like this and I just dust it around my thigh area. So like this, just pad it. And this is a perfumed powder, not inside my vagina or around my vagina, my thigh area, like kwa panty juu, around my thighs, and just it helps me stay fresh. I love it when I nama and instead ya nipate kio kiarufu kia periods ama some different type of smell, I get the smell of this powder. So you can use any powder, you can use baby powder. I know some people use some oils that have scent to it. I know some people use like body splash around the thighs. That will just help you smell fresh and stay fresh throughout the day. And one thing I like about this powder is because it matches, as in it's a matchy with my perfume. So nikipaka here around my thighs and then I apply this perfume, I mean I smell fresh throughout the day. You don't have to do this exactly, but I'm just saying applying something that smells good around your thigh area will just help you smell better and good and not nastiness down there. Let's talk about dealing with cramps, because this is another part that is very, very important when it comes to periods. And one thing that I use to deal with my cramps is mara moja kama umeme. This, guys, has been my msema kweli for the longest time. It helps me once I swallow it, my cramps disappear. And what I do at a personal level is I don't wait for my cramps to build up. Unajua vile unasikianga ka cramps, unaionea 18, unaisikilia 18. That's when I swallow it so that ina deal na hiyo pain hiyo time and I don't experience, like, you know, my cramps full blown most of the time. Kuna time napatanga off guard and I experience the whole thing, but most of the time when I swallow this beforehand, hiyo time nimeanza kuisikilia kombali, my cramps are usually subsidized. The pain inakwanga subsidized, it does not come full blown. Another tip that I've been doing for the last like 2 years, and I was hooked up to this idea by a colleague of mine, is strong tea. Strong tea does the thing. I don't know what it does. Chai strungi imeshika majani. You ukunywe tu during this time of the month. It relaxes me. It relaxes my cramping. I love this. This is a tip. And I know so many people talk about, you know, green tea during this time of the month. Just look for the tea that works for you. But I think ile basic na kila mtu anaweza pata ni strong tea, and that's what I use during this time of the month. And my cramping is just subsidized. The pain is just reduced tremendously by strong tea. Another way I deal with my cramping is I realized whenever I take something with a lot of sugars, because I love soda, I love Fanta Orange. So nikikunywa Fanta Orange, I don't know why, it has a way of just making my cramping more painful and more on the worst side. So during this time of the month, I avoid sugary stuff. It might be just in my mental. Inaweza kuwa ni something mental, but it's something I do. I avoid sugary stuff by all costs. Yes, that's it for this video. That is my period hygiene routine. Those are some of the practices I do that help me to cope during this time of the month. Share a tip down in the comment section enye sijataja, or something I've mentioned and you think it has helped you too, or it's very crucial. Please comment down below. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up so ndo nijue imewabamba. And yeah, like, share, subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy Menstruation Hygiene Day. Make sure that you create awareness in your own way. That's all I can say, and stay safe, guys. Stay safe. I want to see you here next time. Bye.